Okay, in this session we're going to be looking at the 7 ground rules of the peer coaching relationship and the agreement that you're going to be entering into with your peer coach. And these are listed in your notes. The first one is that peer coaching is purposeful. In other words, in your peer coaching relationships, it's different from just a normal, typical relationship because you have a purpose around that you both want each other to grow in particular areas of activity. And that purpose pushes you to use your time strategically instead of just meeting up, hanging out and having an open-ended conversation about news, sports and weather. You've got specific questions that you're going to ask and topics that you want to cover, which are geared around goals and objectives. So you're still friends, but it's just that you're doing something strategic with your time that you're putting aside. So number one, it is purposeful. And out of that flows the second one, that your conversations in your peer coaching relationship are going to be structured. Because your purpose is growth, you're going to need to plan how you're going to actually achieve that. And peer coaching provides a concrete support structure for you to be able to do that, which is geared around talking around the actual specific SMART goals that you're going to be setting, and then the subsequent action steps that you're going to be coaching each other towards. And so that focuses and funnels the conversation in a particular way. And it means that you're going to allocate your time to do that. The additional aspects of friendship and other things that are going on in your life obviously can be talked about in your relationship with that person, but just not in the time that's allocated for the peer coaching relationship. It's important that you stick to and learn the structure of a peer coaching approach, which will initially feel a little bit contrived, but once you get into it, you will discover the fruitfulness of actually having targeted conversations that really go in a particular way. So that's number 2, structured. Number 3, it is a mutual thing. And what that means is that you're two equals, having a conversation and an ongoing relationship that's geared around support, encouragement, and challenge, but it's not around necessarily wanting to give advice, or it's not going to be a mentor-mentee relationship. You don't need to be in the same life stage, you don't need to be the same age, you don't need to particularly know each other well in order to be able to peer coach each other well. But it does need to be on the basis of a mutual respect, where you're basically going to be being transparent with each other, not trying to give advice to each other, but hold one another accountable to the goals that each person has actually set. Number 4, it's a commitment to being authentic. In other words, being honest about what's really going on in your life with regard to the goals and the action steps that you're taking. Self-disclosure has boundaries in a peer relationship. You open up to the things that you want to. It can't be something that's forced or taken from you, but it is going to be important in order for the peer coaching to have real traction and have a transformational impact on your life, that you choose to be authentic with the person that you're peer coaching with. As we've already said, number 5 is about accountability. Healthy accountability is not a heavy-handed list of expectations or making each other feel guilty when we don't quite hit all of our action steps and goals. It's actually much more around 2 principles. It keeps each other on track and it provides energy for change. Accountability is there to provide encouragement and support rather than critiquing one another where we're falling down. Number 6, it's about being discreet. In other words, what you share with each other in the context of your peer coaching relationship is kept confidential in that relationship and is not blagged about with other people. And number 7, it's remembering that it's voluntary. In other words, coaching is based on the idea that motivation is the key factor, and that you're working with your peer coach to try and help their motivation stay strong because they've chosen out of their own choice to make themselves accountable. It's not something that you are lording over that person, but you're respecting the fact that they've made themselves honest and vulnerable, and therefore you recognize that choice and you work with where they're at. So that's number 7, it's voluntary.